I am Chris Strom. I'm going to talk today about relentless public learning. I'm good to go. My favorite quote from Humphrey Bogart, which is to say the only quote that I actually remember, was about John Wayne and Gary Cooper. He said, "I don't like them saying that I ain't no actor. Ah, shucks, I'm just a gas station attendant or just a bridge builder." He said that, if you're not an actor, why are you getting paid for it? He said that I work hard. I work damn hard at my profession. I respected it. And it got me to thinking, am I more than just a pretty face with a pretty smile? What do I bring to my craft? And I didn't have a good answer at the time. It's something that Chad Fowler touched on in his Passionate Programmer book, that I cost money. I cost my clients money. I cost my employer money. Am I worth it? I'm not talking about am I worth it relative to this person or that person. Just fundamentally, am I worth it? I didn't have a good answer. I could say that, hey, I'm a smart guy. I got my undergrad degree in astrophysics. I got a full boat scholarship to grad school doing that. I did fairly well, but the bottom line was there's always going to be smarter people that are out there. There's always going to be people that are going to look down on me that are just more talented than I am. And so I needed to come up with some way to answer that question. How can I really improve? How can I go ahead through my life, through my professional career, and say that I'm working at it constantly? How am I improving over time, starting from whatever skills that I was gifted with? How can I improve constantly? Improve my craft, improve my cluelessness factor, however you want to say it. How can I go ahead and do that? And so about this time last year, I don't know why, but I came across a post that Jerry Seinfeld did, and we've got, in this community, we've got the calendar about nothing. I came across that and I thought, that's a good idea. I can go ahead and I can build myself a chain. It's going through and working on my craft every single day and marking a chain or marking an X off of my calendar. And then building up a chain, building up that working on my craft. So my first chain that I wanted to work on is I wanted to convert my family recipe site from Rails running on Postgres to CouchDB. I didn't really care about much else in there. I was just focused on learning. And I made a public commitment to do that. I made a public commitment. I said on Twitter, I said on my blog, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this every day. Not only that, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blog about it. I'm going to put information about how I'm learning every day out there. I didn't know how that was going to be, but the most important thing, I gave myself license to have some ugly stuff out there. I'm blogging every day. I didn't know if I was going to be able to keep it up, but I figured, I'm going to go out there. Some of it's going to be a quantity over quality kind of thing. So I wanted to see what I could do with that. But the most important thing for me was to be relentless about it. To do this every day, every weekend, every holiday, every birthday. No matter what, I wanted to be able to have that out there so that I didn't have any gaps in my chain that I had to rationalize. So I went ahead, I got started, I did 1 day, got 2 days, built up a lot of momentum behind that. Pretty soon I've got a month of X's in my chain, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm touching on a lot of interesting technologies that I wouldn't have touched on otherwise. And while I'm doing this, I'm starting to realize that it's not so much me working on my craft. This is me learning interesting things. This is me owning what I like to think of as a gap of understanding between what I think is going to happen and what really does. And any teacher, any blogger, any author is going to tell you that when you actually have to explain it, when you have to write that blog post about it, you're going to understand it that much better. Another way of putting this was that I was making mistakes all the time. It gets back to that ugly stuff, ugly code that was out there. But when I'm doing this while I'm practicing, I'm learning. If I do this for my clients, I'm producing legacy code. So I feel pretty good about that. I go ahead, I do this for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I do this for 139 days straight of doing this, and it just becomes second nature. But then the hardest thing happened during this chain. It wasn't having to do my day job of managing a bunch of developers. It wasn't having to do any of the other stuff I normally have to do. It was when my son's arm broke his radius and ulna. Had to spend the night in the hospital. There was nothing I could do. The chain was just broken. And getting started that next day was the absolute hardest thing I had to do during that chain, because I lost all my momentum. I lost my ability to look back and be proud of that. But I got started, I kept going, and eventually I got done with the chain. I worked all the way through to the point where I was able to deploy with CouchDB into production. It's running out there. CouchDB is much more awesome than MongoDB, by the way. And I took a break. I took a break for a couple months, and I thought about all the grand things I was going to do during that time, but it felt not right. I wasn't learning. So I'm back now. I'm back doing my chain. Today is day 127 of my next chain. Thank you. So my challenge to you here is coming to RailsConf is a great start in learning. It's a great way to be informed, and everybody here again is very smart. So we've got a great start on what we can do. But my challenge to you is to say that I want to be more than just a developer. I want to be more than just a hobbyist. I want to be somebody that's committed to my craft. I'm a craftsman. I'm a developer. I'm a programmer, and I work hard. I work damn hard at my job, and I challenge the rest of you to do so as well. Thanks.